Welcome back. So I have a video for y'all today about spiritual healing and some tips and tricks and different things that you can do if you feel exhausted on your healing journey, if you feel like you're trying everything and you're researching all these different techniques and nothing really seems to be sticking. I'm going to be telling you 3 different ways that I found really helped me to make headway on my path and made the biggest differences in my life. And this is especially for you if you're like me and you're a very divine feminine, psychic, intuitive, and most importantly, highly sensitive woman. And being an HSP is not easy. I remember, I think I was about 16 when I was actually in therapy, and my therapist at the time told me that she thought that I was an HSP. And there's a lot of different definitions for an HSP, but basically you are just more sensitive. And on a spiritual level, this means that your energy field and your intuition is much more sensitive than the average person. And because as humans we are holistic beings, this sensitivity also carries over into our mind and our body. It's not just the spiritual side of things. And it can be very difficult. And I'm going to be telling you the 3 different things that I know for a fact work for HSPs. Because I've applied these things and also my clients apply them and they work. So the first thing is probably the most important. Stop being around unsafe people. Okay? I am not just talking about physical safety. Although that is the most important, because if you feel like someone being around you is threatening your life, you have got to do something about that. Okay? Contact the appropriate authorities. Tell people that you trust that this person makes you feel unsafe physically, and do your absolute best to get away from it and also to protect yourself in the future. Okay? But besides physical safety, there's also emotional safety. Like, the best that you can, try to be around people that you can talk to. That if you're having a bad day and you feel like you need a safe space, that they'll listen. You know, people that you essentially can trust with your emotions. Because as human beings, we are very social creatures, and it really does help us to just have someone to vent to every now and then. Not excessively, you know, like if you need someone to talk to about things on a super regular basis, go to therapy. That is that person's job. But every now and then, it's okay to have someone that you go to talk to. We all need that, right? But also, spiritual safety. Energetically safe. That's a big thing. Your intuition and your nervous system can feel when someone is sending you negativity and bad vibes. I can tell you this from experience. And a lot of times, this manifests as you feel so uncomfortable around this person. And you might not logically have a reason. Maybe they haven't threatened you, they haven't put their hands on you, they haven't, on the external, done anything to provoke you, but you just know deep down something's not right. A lot of times that person is sending you envy and jealousy and evil eye, maybe even witchcraft. I know that happened to me multiple times. I would be around a certain person and feel so uncomfortable, and I never felt like I was physically in danger, but at the same time, I just wanted to run away from them and escape and be as far away from them as I could. And then I came to find out later that they were doing witchcraft on me behind my back. So my spirit was picking up on the fact that this person is sending you a lot of negative energy, and you need to cease contact with them. Okay? But I do understand that there are situations where, you know, you have to be around a certain person that you know deep down you really shouldn't be. Maybe it's a problematic coworker and you haven't found another job, or it's a family member or someone that you live with that you haven't found your next place of housing, and you're kind of in an in-between state and you don't have anywhere else to go. I understand that those situations exist, you know, because my clients will be like, Nikki, I know this person doesn't mean me well, but for whatever reason, I have to be around them. It happens. It's life. As long as you're aware of it, that's the most important thing, right? If you're in that situation, I highly recommend, at the bare minimum, staying on top of your spiritual cleansing and your protection, and also telling this person as little amount of information as possible. Okay? And also something that helps is having something physical on your person at all times to protect you and your energy field. Me personally, on my website, sirensnectar.com, I do offer amulets. There's a drop-down menu, and there's different energetic options that you can choose. I have one specifically for protection in the workplace, and then there's also a different one for the evil eye. So check that out. They are 21-day ritualized by me. They're all handmade, they're all custom for your situation, and they work. And I know that because I've had to use them. And I swear by them. So that's an option. And it'll be something small that you keep in your pocket or something, or in your purse, but they do work. Okay? Number 2 is having an effective, and if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my notes, because y'all know by now my mind goes so quick and I will forget stuff, and I don't want to, because this is a very important video. Effective and consistent spiritual practice. This is also something that made a difference in my life, because, and I'm going to be very honest with you guys, I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder at 11 years old. Dr. Evans, I'll never forget. I will never forget that conversation of receiving that diagnosis. And looking back, I don't have any experiences in my childhood that were unsafe. Thank God. Knock on wood, like, thank you God, thank you Spirit. I did have a rough childhood, but not to the point that I had physical traumatic experiences. And what I came to realize was my anxiety was an energetic issue, because I had certain family members around me that were jealous of me and that were sending me bad vibes because of my light, because of who I am, because I didn't look like them. You know, one was super jealous of me because she was on my dad's side and I got my mom's body. A body type much different from hers. And at 11 years old, your body starts changing, and she was jealous of that. And so when I was around her, she would be giving me the evil eye. She would be talking smack about me, and even making very, very negative and problematic comments to me about my body. And that's just an example. But my point is, this anxiety at that point in time had no real reason to present itself in the physical. It was a spiritual problem. And once I got on my spiritual path and I started cleansing myself, that's when it started to click, like, this negativity that I'm feeling is not my own. And I have to give a disclaimer. Mental anxiety and having an actual anxiety disorder is very real. But over time, you have to be able to distinguish, okay, is this a spiritual issue or is it a physical or mental health issue? because I can tell you 1,000% that spiritual issues can and will cause anxiety, depression, racing thoughts, rumination, nightmares, insomnia, etc. So it's kind of like playing detective a little bit and realizing that we are holistic beings. But when you're having panic attacks or chronic anxiety and no anxiety medication will work, there you go. It's kind of pointing to something else. You know what I mean? And that was my case. But learning how to cleanse and protect yourself is very important, because as highly sensitive women, as psychics and empaths and healers, we absorb energy. Like, I went to 9 different places today. I had a bunch of errands to run. And when I got home, I had to cleanse myself, because that's just a lot of traffic. That's a lot of energies, you know? And it's very real that we pick up these things. And I remember today I had to go to the grocery store. And I walked in the grocery store. You know, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm calm. I'm thinking clearly. And all of a sudden, by the time I came out of the grocery store, I was a bucket of anxiety. And it really ramped up when I was at the register checking out. And so once I got in my car and took a minute for myself, I realized, like, I was actually picking up on people's stress around me, because I live in the South and there's a snowstorm coming. So people are panic buying food. That's not what I was doing. I was buying some supplies for my business, for work. But I also was picking up on the cashier's anxiety, because they're rushed. They have so much pressure on them to check people out quickly. And so I cleansed myself, and I was able to calm myself down. But if I didn't have spiritual knowledge, I would either be stuck in it, or I might look for other unhealthy solutions to fix it. So cleansing and protection are very important. And I offer a 12-week tarot and witchcraft mentorship. It's one-on-one with me, where I really give you a witchy foundation when it comes to cleansing, protection, ancestor veneration, love spells, beauty rituals, glamour magic, money magic, like literally a solid spiritual foundation. And you can get more information at sirensnectar.com. Just click on the mentorship button on the navigation menu, and you can learn about that. But having these different energetic resources in your toolbox is very helpful, because it's not always a chemical and mental health issue. Sometimes it's spiritual. That's just reality. Like, we can't act like we're not energetic beings, you know? And number 3, the last one, is very simple and very nuanced, but it changed my life the most. And that is slowing down. I will never forget. Spirit called me out. They did say verbatim, "You've been going nowhere fast. Slow down." They called me out. And they were 100% right. Because I was always a fast-moving person. My mind, still to this day, goes very quickly if I'm not on top of things. And I just, I would hear the things that I later put into practice, like be more conscious and present in your body. Slow down your movements. Stop walking so fast. Stop eating so fast. Stop cleaning so fast. Just calm down, because when you are like this and you're doing something very quickly, and it's coming from a dysregulated place and you're rushing, when you're making these fast movements, you are communicating to your body that you are in danger. Like, your body literally thinks that you are running from a predator, that a bear is chasing you through the forest, when all you're doing is washing dishes, or mopping the floor, or eating. I used to eat super quickly, and I remember my dad used to say to me, like, slow down, no one is going to take it away from you. And I know, like, I've done enough ancestral healing and whatnot, and I know where that stems from. I'm not going to share it right now because I'm not ready to, but it's an ancestral issue, because when I was a kid, there were never times when we didn't have food, or someone withheld food from me, or someone took my food away from me. It was nothing like that. It's ancestral stuff that was literally in my DNA. And I slowed down when I was eating. I was more conscious. I took my time. And all of that. And that's just one example. But everything in my life, I was rushing. And I finally had that realization, and I was able to catch myself. And I'm a human being, you know. We're animalistic sometimes, like our animal, primitive, caveman, cavewoman brain is going to take over sometimes, but the more that I set the intention that I would slow down, the easier it became. But that is one of the biggest things that made a difference, because it was like, oh, I'm not in danger. We're safe. And I also had to set a boundary with other people. I don't allow people to rush me. Unless me or someone else is literally in danger or dying, there's no reason for anyone to rush me. There's not. I also had to apply this in my business. Because, as y'all know, I have a nursing background, right? So when clients pay for spiritual work from me, I do my work partly in order of cases, you know. If someone pays me today and someone else pays me tomorrow, I'll probably start on the person that paid me today. I'll start on their work first, right, in order of payment. But sometimes I have to energetically triage. That's where the nursing comes in. My patients, or not patients, clients. A sick client of mine that's dealing with a chronic illness and is in a lot of pain and suffering, they will come before a love spell. Even if the love spell client paid me more. Because I have a soft spot for sick people. Kobayende is very important to me. And if you're not familiar, Kobayende is a spirit in Palamayombe that rules over health, among other things. So I kind of have a mission and a pact in my life to help sick people the best that I can, when I can. But anyway, I have an order in the way that I do things, business-wise. And if you want me to speed it up, like if you want your case expedited, there's a fee with that. And I also offer emergency readings, which are done within 24 hours. For people that they are just at their wit's end, and they feel like they can't take it anymore, or they are in a very dire, serious situation, and they need spiritual help, things like that. And that reading is higher priced than my other readings. And that's just in the name of me compensating for my time and my energy, because you are kind of rushing me. So there has to be some type of compensation for that, you know? I don't allow clients to rush me, because I know myself and I know my work and my integrity, and it might take me a minute, you know? Like, I'm a human being and I have a lot of responsibilities. So it might take me a minute to get to your reading or get to your work, but I will get it done, you know? But slowing down consciously really helped me a lot, and applying that to every aspect of my life as much as I can. It doesn't mean that I move extremely slow or anything like that. I take my time. Like, I'll never forget the day that I realized, like, again, knock on wood, God willing, I have plenty of time. There's no rush. There's really not. And I'm not dying. I'm not running from a tiger. I'm safe. There's no deadline. There's no expiration date. I can go at my own pace. And as a highly sensitive person and a neurodivergent woman, that was crucial for me. And I updated my offerings today. I now offer a 90-minute spiritual session, so it's a little bit longer than usual, but it's 90 minutes one-on-one with me, and it's my spiritual healing sessions. And it's a combination of a spiritual reading and also some healing work, you know, moving past the pain, moving through the blockages, and all of that. And that is $333 per session, one-on-one with me. And you can also purchase a 8-week one-on-one package. It's called Soul Reclamation with Nikki, and it's my one-on-one healing container that I offer, where we really get deep into the energetic and spiritual issues and blockages that you're experiencing, and we work together. And I also communicate with my spirits and your spirit guides and God on how to best guide you and help you and ultimately uplift you and help you transform your life. And you can get information on sirensnectar.com/healing for that, or you can get the one-on-one sessions, you know, the one-off sessions for $333. But I really am passionate about this work every single day. Like, I want you guys to feel your best. And I literally am giving you all of the insight and wisdom and knowledge that I had to learn on my own. Like, all of this information that I give to y'all, whether it's on my free content on my social media or in our one-on-one sessions, like, I've researched it, I've applied it, I've embodied it, and I know that it works. And it's taken me a long time to get here, like, it's been a long road. It has. But I can tell you one thing, it got probably 50% easier, if not more, when I started receiving proper guidance. And for me personally, that takes form in my godparents. And, you know, having someone to go to when I need help and spiritual wisdom, when I can't figure out something on my own. And it kind of made it so that I don't have to duct tape things together. I don't have to, you know, run around like a chicken with its head cut off trying to fix an issue. If I really feel stuck, I have people to go to. And while I am not an elder or a godparent yet, I am still a teacher and a guide, and I want to be able to pass on this knowledge to you guys. Okay? I love you. Thank you for watching. Again, if you would like to book with me, you can go to sirensnectar.com. And if you have any questions, just leave it down below in the comments. Okay? I love y'all. Thank you.